Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for the delay. Had a couple of technical glitches. Hopefully we're there now. So first thing I want to do is check that you guys can hear me. So if you can confirm, that would be great. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for the delay. Good, good. I'm glad you can hear me. That always helps. So, welcome, as I say. So, I think this is a moment a lot of you have been looking forward to. So, I'm actually streaming the latest version of X-Enviro, so the beta version, should I say. So, I'm running X-Enviro 1.07 RC04. So this is the, as I say, the latest version is today, literally specifically for the stream. So if there are any glitches, just make you aware it is still in beta. Okay, so hopefully it should all be good. Okay, so some of you saying the voice is low, some are saying it's too loud. So I assume it's okay. I'm hoping it sounds okay. It sounds okay on my end, but that doesn't necessarily mean it sounds good for you guys. Okay, if we're good, we can get started.
November 62 Foxtrot, no need to hold. You can keep going with the transmission. Wilco, 62 Foxtrot. 105988, contact aircraft for traffic flight. Over 2 departures, we'll see you, Scout 6988. F5757, runway 1 right, clear for takeoff. 1 right, clear for takeoff, Southway 5757. F6317, runway 1 left, clear for takeoff. Cluster 551, turn right at taxiway Kilo and contact ground plan.
Awesome, good. Alright, well I assume most of you can hear. It should be okay. But anyway, I'm going to get started. Hopefully it's just, for those of you who can't hear, it's your volume maybe. I don't know. So, yep. Once again, welcome to those of you who've just joined. So we are in X-Plane 11, as you probably know by now, and we are showcasing the new version of X-Enviro, which is 1.07. So I thought I'd start off in LaGuardia in New York, but as you can see, the weather isn't too great, visibility is not great, but you're here to see this awesome weather engine. Now, there's lots of different opinions about X-Enviro, and of course there's other plugins out there for weather and environment. For me, this is my personal favorite. It always has been. I feel like it adds the most realism to X-Plane. And although some people weren't too happy with 106, I was quite happy with it. Obviously, if enhancements and improvements can be made, then obviously I'd welcome that. And from what I've seen so far in this new version, I'm quite excited about it. So there's quite a few of you on stream, and I would like you know, I don't mind taking requests, but I thought I would show you various locations. You know, I was going to decide where to fly and that kind of thing, different weather situations. I will be taking requests, but just so it doesn't get out of hand, if you do want to request, you need to send a super chat. Doesn't matter about the amount, any amount goes towards the channel. But if you really want to see a specific location, do that, and I'll add you to the list. So anyway, let's get cracking. So what I'm going to do a short flight around here, so we can have a look and see the new environment. Any questions you have, go ahead and ask. The frame rates are pretty good. Let me just add it. Not in New York because of the scenery. So it's around 40 FPS. But we're running very heavy scenery here. But we'll see. We'll take off, have a look around, and we can then try a different location. Yep, everything you see here is the standard version of X-Enviro. I have no tweaks or anything like that going on. This is obviously the purpose of this, to show you the new version of X-Enviro. Just want to make sure the sound is still okay. Hopefully it is for you guys. Okay, so we'll take off runway 31 and head towards Manhattan. During the stream, this is not like a regular stream, so I'm going to be changing the time and all sorts of things just to show you different situations. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a little bit darker. Let's start off with this time of day, and then we'll change it to daytime shortly. Yeah, lots of flying tips. This is just going to be one of those streams. Obviously, I'm not going to take the flying aspect of it too seriously. I just want to show you this new version of X-Enviro, really. I don't. There are certain questions that you might ask I won't know the answers to, including launch date. But it's not too long from now. That's all I know. I do not use a yoke. Actually, I'm using the X52 Pro joystick and throttle. So I believe there will be a lot of questions related to this new version of X-Enviro. So what I'm going to do, because I think a lot of you probably haven't seen this, so I'm going to paste it in. So I'm not sure how this is going to come out actually. It's probably not a good idea if I do it that way. So I'm going to do it in chunks. So I'm going to show you, or I'm going to provide you with the actual text that was provided with regards to the update. So I'm going to add it in chunks, because if I add it all in one go, it's not going to look right for you guys. Okay, there is a character limit here, so I need to be smart about how I do this. Hopefully the Nightbot has shared the X-Enviro Facebook page. If you do want to know more, there is more information there. It's a little bit messy, but there we go. Yeah, so what I'm going to do shortly is change the aircraft to something a little bit faster, so we can head above the clouds and see what it looks like there. Before I do that, I'm just going to change the time of day. Any feedback is welcome, guys, obviously. You don't know who's watching the stream, so thank you for those of you who said you subscribed to the channel, very much appreciate it. I've only been doing this since Christmas, and I wasn't expecting the channel to take off like it has, excuse the pun. But yeah, no, overwhelmed. I've got over 4,000 subscribers now and over 2 million views, so I assume you guys like what I do. I'll continue to do it. Lots of giveaways coming up, so another reason why you should subscribe. Some of the things that you might see in this version may not really be related to X-Enviro, so it could be a limitation for X-Plane 11. I know when, so Andre is the founder of X-Enviro, so he's been trying to keep me up to date with developments and that kind of thing, so I'm actually on the part of the testing team, although I don't really do too much testing apart from this kind of thing. I do see what's going on and progress and that kind of thing, and I assure you they've worked very, very hard. It's crazy because honestly they've been working for many, many months on end, and when I mean them, so there's a load of guys who test the product all the time, and they do it, you know, for free. So you know, I do respect a lot of people who spend their free time doing these kind of things to improve, you know, the sim and the add-ons for us to enjoy. So let's make it daytime and see what difference there is. As you can see, it's quite a grey, cloudy day. I don't know if any of you guys are in New York, Manhattan area right now. Can you confirm this is what you see out there? Should be pretty accurate. Thank you, Ruben. Very much appreciate that. So let's see if we can get over this layer of cloud. So for those of you quoting 1.7, you may have seen a couple of my Facebook posts saying 1.7. That was an error on my behalf. I missed out the 0. So just to confirm, this is 1.07. to me, there's a huge difference between 106 and 107. I've been flying X-Plane with X-Enviro for a very long time. And there's definitely a noticeable difference. So, I'm going to head to the next location now and see, because there's a different environment there right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so Kilo Charlie Uniform Bravo. So for those of you that don't know, it's a freeware airport by Mr. X, and it was released today, I believe. So the Tobogman, thank you very much for your super chat. Where would you like me to fly? Okay, cool. Coming up. Thank you very much. As I said, any super chats will go towards the channel. So just for your entertainment, just so you know whether it's important or not, I spent over $2,000 worth of add-ons. Yep, over $2,000. I've been sponsored a few times by a few companies. I think there's 5 companies, so I've not had to pay for some of them. But yep, I spent over $2,000 worth of add-ons for X-Plane, because I really like to, you know, entertain and show off what X-Plane, what it's like. I'm a big fan of flight sims, and I started off with Flight Sim 95 and gradually worked my way up to P3D, and then I tried X-Plane and fell in love with it, and I've not used anything since. I'm going to turn the graphics up one notch because I turned it down for New York, but I think we can turn it up. So this is my settings, by the way, normally, guys. I do lose between 10 and 15 FPS in while streaming. So, but as you can see, even with that high setting, still running about 50 FPS. So it'd probably be around 65 otherwise. So again, we'll take off and check out the scenery around here. It's a little bit clearer here in terms of the weather, so much better flying conditions. Oh! Okay. Scratch what I just said. Started to rain. I noticed X-Enviro is still updating. I could tell because of the fluctuation in the FPS. So that's interesting. So the next location after this is Princess Juliana. Thank you to Bugman. Okay, let's take off and check this area out. Suddenly it's turned not so great. Another thing that I've noticed, okay, so it's just in that area, so it's gone clear again. I'll remind you, this is a beta version, by the way. So anything unusual like that, I would not be surprised. So I was running RC02 up until this evening, and I wasn't getting any of these issues, so the guys actually did an update for the stream. They added a few more things, updated a few more things, so it's not going to be perfect, but still should get a good idea of what it looks like. Peter, I am trying to answer questions, but there's a ridiculous amount of comments, so I'm trying to keep up to date. The weather loads are still not smooth. I can assure you, before this version I downloaded this evening, it was very, very smooth. By the way, guys, for the record, I do not work for X-Enviro, apart from the fact that I'm just part of their Facebook test group team. I don't get paid by the guys at X-Enviro to say anything. This is purely my opinion. If there's something I don't like, I will tell you. Most of you loyal followers will know that if there's something I don't like, I would say it regardless, even if it's someone who sponsors me, and I'll give them, you know, I like to give them feedback, because at the end of the day, you know, when I'm not streaming, I fly on X-Plane, and I want it to be as good as you guys want it to be. Goggle has a little bit of point. It wasn't supposed to be a Q&A, but you know, a normal stream, I tend to answer as many questions get thrown at me. I'm still happy to do that, but if I miss any questions, it's only because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. Just so you know, I'm running X-Plane on one machine, and I've got your comments on my MacBook next to me, so I'm having to look forward and back. How about you just answer Rush from Aero Sim Gaming Questions, matter of fact, get him in voice chat. I don't know who that is, but I've not noticed any messages. Again, probably just missed them. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think I answered one of the questions about the weather loading. So the thing that I find pretty cool about this new version is this sort of layering of clouds at different altitudes. It's pretty cool. There's also, it seems to be more of the high level clouds as well, which I believe wasn't in 1.06. Has there been an official statement on winds, etc.? If it's not mentioned in the post that I pasted in, then I don't know. But let me link you the X-Enviro Facebook page, and you'll see one of the top posts there is about this update. So I'm just going to change the time of day here. Okay, so I think I answered a similar question, Peter, about the winds. So you check it out. It's what I do want to show you guys is the interface, the new interface. A few things have changed here. A lot of it is the same, but the interface is slightly different. I'll leave that open for 30 seconds or so you guys can get a good look at it. The winds are definitely not off. So we're going to try a different location. So we're going to do Princess Juliana in just a second and see what's going on there. Okay, so let's change the location. Let's get this wrong. There we go. So this time we're going to fly something a little bit faster. This will do. Okay, so Peter, you're referring to enabling data output I've not done that before, so let's have a look. I assume it's here, so weather. Is that the one? No, it's this one here. There we go. Nice. Okay, did not know that you can do that. Okay, I'm going to turn this one notch down because the stream is taking a big hit. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, 40, I don't know if that's knots or miles an hour winds. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? So, good choice, good test. Whoa. Okay, so I have no idea how this is going to go, guys. But definitely a good test. I believe this is, yeah, this is default scenery of Princess Juliana. Done a pretty good job of it. I guess it's one of the more popular airports in the flight sim community. The rain to me seems like definitely improved as well. What do you guys think? Hey, whoa! Chill out, dude. Okay, here we go. Whoa, okay, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is gonna be a little bit harder than I imagined. Guys, okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to change aircraft. That is not gonna work out. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna put it on a runway. Definitely £1 well spent. Okay, let's try again. Whoops. Okay, let's get all the lights on. So we've got a 43 knot crosswind from the northeast. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm just going to set myself up here. Okay, fine. Right, let's do this. Lucas, I'm using X52 Pro. Okay, I'm having to do quite a lot of corrections already. Got almost full right rudder here. Whoa. So yeah, for those who wondered whether there were winds in X-Enviro, does this answer your question? Okay, this was a bad idea. We're not going to see much here, unfortunately. But we've got almost a 50 knot headwind coming up now. Does X-Enviro show the weather on plane radar in the new version? Good question. I have not tested that out. So the next location we're going to try is, I was thinking Laui, Zurich, not Zurich, sorry, Innsbruck. Yeah, this is pretty nasty, isn't it? I wonder if we can, I don't know what the cloud ceiling is. Let's see if we can get over this. Let me just make it daytime here. A little bit better. Can you see the swaying in the wind, guys? This was not happening in the previous version, from what I remember. Avantime, city lights should be showing. This is not an X-Enviro issue, this is an X-Plane issue. The other thing that which annoys me in X-Plane is the fact that you can see airport lights regardless of the weather situation. That's quite frustrating. There we go, 90 frames per second. That's not too bad, is it? It's mostly water here, to be fair. Yeah, let's change the time of day a little bit so you can see the different coloured sky. You see this effect with the sun? That's also new. You see this sort of like halo? Incredible, absolutely incredible. Come on guys, you need to like this video. So there we go, this is okay, let's get this, try and land this thing now. Okay, it's just about make out the airport there in the distance. Okay, this is going to be quite a fast descent. No media, we are worried about their wind changes. Old X-Enviro would load random winds on short final or in the flight levels that were very wrong for METAR winds aloft reports. I really don't, I have no comment on that really, I don't know. That's a question for Andre and the team in the X-Enviro Facebook group. Peter, stop spamming about your dang channel. I've got a Nightbot who does that automatically. You can just ignore it. Happy Camper, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well, mate. So, Time Lord, I'm using OBS to stream, which is okay. From time to time it just crashes out for no reason. But it does what I need it to do most of the time. Okay, we're going to try and land this thing. This guy knows nothing about X-Enviro. What is there to know? As I said, I don't work for X-Enviro. I've just been handed the latest version of it to preview it. Which monitor do I have? I have the Asus ROG Swift, 144 Hertz, 2556 by 1440. Pretty good monitor to be fair, with 144 Hertz, and it has G-Sync as well. Slip it, yeah, that's a good idea. Thing is, I'm gonna have to depend on the map because suddenly now I can't see shit. Okay. And we're going pretty fast. I'm dropping, what, 3,000 feet per minute here. So I think what I'm going to do is just do tight circle. Let's get the wipers on. Okay, I need to make sure that I don't crash here. Okay, the wind's picked up, so below that cloud layer it suddenly gets a little bit more aggressive, as you can see. I have a feeling this is going to end up quite bad. Wish me luck, guys. Okay, I'm flying blind here, really. I could cheat a little bit, and we can make it a little bit darker. Okay, I'm just going to make it a little bit darker so we can at least see the runway. Look, there it is. Okay, let's get undercarriage down, slow this beast right down. Okay, let's make it a little bit brighter again. I'm still going far too fast here. If I don't answer your messages right now, guys, it's only because I'm concentrating on this landing, which I feel is going to be pretty bad. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I really like the Zevo version of the 737. It's incredible the work they've done with that. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be quite bad. Come on. Whoa. At least we made it. That was pretty extreme, to be fair. And you can see that the aircraft is tilting still. Tilting to the left, to the right even. Pretty insane. So, next location. Yeah, this is the issue with this, the default version of X-Plane, the 737. The flaps, if you notice the speed, it would not allow me to extend the flaps more than what I had it set on for some reason, but there we go. Okay, so let's try something different. Okay, we're gonna fly. Let's do the 747. Something a little bit different. From Sydney. Thank you. It wasn't too bad, really, considering the 50 knot, almost 50 knot crosswind. But I think definitely the aircraft would have been damaged because of that. Indeed, thank you, Blackfoot. Yep, exactly. I don't work for them. I don't claim to be a pro. I've just been handed. I just stream, explain stuff. I do videos. I'm more about the visual aspect of it, really, and just helping people learn about X-Plane and the add-ons and all that sort of thing. As I said, I spent over $2,000 on add-ons for X-Plane alone. So I get a lot of people on my streams watching and asking about the specific add-ons, how to use them and whether they're good or not. Of course I spent money on add-ons which are rubbish, but you know, I did it because, you know, you guys want to see it and it helps some of you make a decision before you buy it. Okay, so Sydney, this is a freeware version of Sydney, by the way. This is not the default airport that you get with X-Plane 11. Again, pretty decent for freeware, I'm sure you would agree. So not much going on weather-wise here, is there? Pretty cool effect with the haze. There you go, look at that. Love that effect, that's so cool. Incredible. See what settings I've enabled here. Have I got everything on? Yeah. So this is just to show you an example. So this is the default X-Plane 11 low atmosphere rendering, and then when you enable X-Enviro, obviously it does that, and then the upper changes, of course, at a higher altitude. So let's leave that on, obviously. Okay, so let's do, I mean, there's really not much to see in the way of X-Enviro here, so I'm tempted to change the location, actually. Let's read some of the comments, because it's going a bit crazy. So yeah, Active Sky, obviously they announced that some time ago. I honestly don't know whether that's still in development. I don't know if any of you guys know. I know a few others who said they were coming to do add-ons for X-Plane, ended up not doing them. So it's a shame, really. But look at it, this is incredible. Seriously, X-Plane 11. For me, in my opinion, okay, for the record, I believe this is going to be here for the long term. Definitely more scalable than the other sims that we have out there. Peter, you stream from time to time? That's cool. I'll check out your stream sometime. Okay, so I think I'm going to change the location. Let's try somewhere different. Let's try Phoenix. From what I understand, a lot of X-Enviro's limitations to, you know, doing various features is not a limitation from their side. It's more to do with X-Plane 11, from what I understand. There's a lot of discussion about it online, and yeah, I think their hands are tied a little bit. Jamie, welcome to the stream. So, is it worth $70? In my opinion, yes, it is. Definitely. The thing I really like about X-Enviro, the other thing I like about X-Enviro, should I say, is even though you get this awesome looking environment, you know, the haze, the clouds and all this, you don't get a frame rate hit. That's the thing that I really like about it. And the same can't be said about some of the other add-ons. Iron Condor. Phoenix is a FPS killer in my sim. Seems to be okay. It's around 40, and I've got my. I'm pretty sure I still have it on 4 times. Yep. So if we put it up to 8 times, it's going to go down a little bit. What is it? 42. Still not too bad considering. Okay, let's take off. See if we get any weather changes when we take off. So you're seeing there's some movement in the air. I mean, there's only a 9 knot tailwind, but still there seems to be more movement in as you can see, just more swaying and that. It's pretty good.
They're going to park you on the right hand side of the airport there by the big hangar. Can we take a bay on the left, please, for expedite? There's no, they don't have a gate for you. There's the airport telling us.
It is. It seems. I mean, the METAR seems fairly accurate from what I've seen so far. To be fair. No, this is Phoenix default actually. Let me just double check. Yep. No 3D building, so it's definitely default. Look at that. Look at that in the distance. Incredible. Need to keep an eye on this aircraft. Okay, let's do auto throttle so I don't have to think about that. Okay, let's just do a short circuit and come back in and land. Let's land on 25 left. 25 left, should I say. Okay. So this is the Payware version of the 747. It's I think it's called SSGE. So it's buggy, to be honest. It's not perfect. If you want me to be completely honest with you, it's got issues. Let's tune the ILS here. 250. Put it in there. That'll do. Okay, I think I should stop climbing now for a little bit. There you go. Look at that view, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Salmeron, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Paul Harrison, how much did my setup cost? Well, I built my own, so I think it's somewhere in the region of between $2,000, $2,500, about £1,500 or so. There you go. Beautiful sky. What do you guys think? Do you know what? I'm not going to land. I'm going to fly over this cloud level and see what it looks like up there. I think like Ramberto just said, I'm talking more about the SSG than X-Enviro. It's not true, but I need to be careful not to do that because this is a stream about X-Enviro. I'm glad you guys are keeping tabs on what I'm doing here. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's bloody amazing. This thing is like a rocket, by the way. No problem, Paul. So Moses, the lighting effects for X-Plane X-Enviro work really well together now. Yeah, I mean they, you know, as I mentioned earlier, I have been keeping an eye on what they've been doing in terms of development and testing and whatever. A lot of work has gone into this, trust me. How many layers does it support? Sorry, are you referring to cloud layers? Because if that's the case, I really don't know. Never really thought about that. I just love the, look at that, that's a pretty cool effect there. That's definitely new with X-Enviro, I would say. That haze is just incredible. I get the question asked a lot about whether X-Enviro is worth it, and I do think it is because, you know, it's something that, you know, it's not like an aircraft, a Payware aircraft, where sometimes you fly it, sometimes you don't. X-Enviro is always on, so you depend on it a lot for the realism aspect of it. Yeah, so some of your questions obviously I can't answer because, again, like I said, I don't work for X-Enviro. All I've just been given a copy of the latest version, which is X107, release candidate, not release candidate. It's I think, can't remember now. Let me just check. Yep, release candidate 04. Okay, so we are at 20,000 feet now, and it's gone very hazy. Well, that's pretty damn cool, isn't it? In fact, I need to check what I've got the distance. I need to turn this up to see. Have this lower just in case it eats up any frames, but you can always change it if that's the case. So let's alter time of day. Look at that, beautiful. Simply beautiful. Thank you, Ericsson Gaming, I very much appreciate that. The 4K textures, I do know about it, but I can't comment whether it's supported or not. Look at that. Come on. This deserves a screenshot. It's going to pause for a second. In fact, let me just switch all this rubbish off at the top there. Because that definitely is worth a screenshot right there. Incredible. Absolutely amazing. So guys, what do you think of this then? This is why it's important to do lots of different variations in terms of scenarios, because obviously you get times where you catch the right moment. Incredible. Beautiful. That's a very realistic depiction of real life. Thank you, Naz. Appreciate it. Incredible. So we're, I think, still okay. We're at 30,000 feet now, cruising at 290 knots. Thank you, Ruben. Very much appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon. Okay, so next location. Let's head to San Francisco, and we're gonna fly. Let's fly the 737. See what's going on in San Fran. So for those of you new to the stream, I'd very much appreciate if you subscribe and like this video. I've done quite a few giveaways in the past, and I try and showcase quite a lot of the payware stuff on my streams. So if you're thinking about purchasing a new add-on, hopefully it will be one that I have. I'm starting more, increasingly I'm getting developers of add-ons give me free versions of their products to showcase. So as that happens, I will stream it so you guys can see it, and hopefully it'll help you make a decision whether you want to purchase it or not. So looks like the weather is still updating here, so let's see what happens. So this is a freeware version of San Francisco, I believe. Yes, it is. Honestly, the freeware stuff that you can get for X-Plane is just incredible. So it's almost as good as some of the payware stuff. So, by the way, that's the trim going crazy, because my trim wheel on X52 Pro is a little bit sensitive in the middle, so I have to put it a little bit lower or higher to stop it from freaking out. So let's take off. I love the sounds on this aircraft. Listen to this, guys. Lucas, once we take off, you should be able to see some clouds. That's interesting. There we go. Sound glitched a little bit for a moment there. Okay, it seems to be going through a layer right now. Let's try and get over this layer. Bank angle, there we go. Pretty cloudy in San Francisco, as you can see. Let's get it. There we go, mid-afternoon. Try and get over this, this big cloud right there. Hi Extreme, welcome to the stream. Rhymed, didn't it, a little bit? So I've been running Release Candidate 2 for maybe a week or a little bit more, and it's been pretty smooth sailing. This is Release Candidate 4, which is was only launched today, this evening, with a couple of new tweaks and whatever. We've only encountered a couple of minor issues, but it is still beta. I will remind you about that. Frank, this is live indeed, and it's me responding to your comment right now. Ben, I do care about the winds aloft, but I don't know the answer, to be honest. So that's why I did say earlier I don't know the answer to that, so you would have to check. So I will link the X-Enviro Facebook page. You're welcome to ask any questions you have there. I just stream, explain content. I don't work for X-Enviro. I was just lucky to have to provide the first preview of it publicly. So this cloud layer is pretty high up here. This seems quite accurate of San Francisco. I've been there, and everywhere around San Francisco seems to be pretty good, apart from over the city, the clouds, and it happens very quick as well. The weather changes very quickly in San Francisco. Scott, indeed I am. I will be at Cosford. So for those of you who live in the UK, the Flight Sim show, some people refer to it as Flight Sim Con here in the UK, is taking place at RAF Cosford in October. I think it's 10th of October if I'm not mistaken. I'll be there, so I know quite a few of you going, so hopefully get to meet some of you whilst I'm there. So what do you guys think? Do you like what you see so far? I know a lot of you seem quite negative about it. But there's a lot more of you who are not saying anything, so I don't know. And there's quite a few of you who seemed quite positive about it too. Ah, weather radar. Good time to test that now, isn't it? See. Make sure I'm not crashing. Just correct myself here. Okay, the weather thing doesn't seem to be working unless I'm doing something wrong. Anyone notice anything I'm doing wrong, or is it just no weather radar? It used to work for me on the IGEX. Yeah, just there could be rain down there somewhere. You would assume it would show up. So again, different time of day. Night time. Dusk or dawn, whichever. Right above the tilt knob. Well, oops, that's not what I wanted to press. I haven't flown this in a while, so it would not surprise me if I'm doing something wrong here, but I can't seem to. Oh, there it is, of course. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think JSnap's probably not JSnap. Sorry, Jackson Strand's probably got a good point. It may not be developed for it. Yeah, because it's enabled now, but nothing's coming up. Next to the FMC, yeah, I found it now. Aha, something's come up. So I've changed the tilt, but I don't know whether this is actually accurately presenting. Zoom in. There we go. Something's come up. So as I say, I'm not sure how accurate this is, guys, but something. I've got it working now. For your help, thank you very much. Well, Jackson, something's come up. So again, if I change the tilt, not sure. Yeah, it could be the fact that it's just not developed for it. Yeah, yeah, probably is actually terrain. Of course, we're flying over water now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure really. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Anyway, let's change the location again. So let's try somewhere different, like Las Vegas. And what should we fly? Let's fly the 320. We got Qatar Airways out of Las Vegas. That's realistic, right? That's interesting, Robert. To be honest, I don't know much about how the weather radar works, so I've learned something new. Hi Corey, welcome to the stream. So I want to know, type in the chat, how many of you are new? Is this your first time watching my stream? Terrain. Pull up.
fairly fast. If you're on exit row that your window shade is open, please make sure all seat back and tray tables are returned to their full upright and locked position, and all Carenados have been securely stowed. Do not purses, book bags, handbags, anything on your lap to go all the way underneath that seat in front of you for takeoff. Also, please make sure all cell phones and tablets are placed into airplane mode. And if you do have the Samsung Note 7, you please power these. I mean, no one should have it. They should have taken it away from you, but if anybody does have these devices, we ask that you please power them off. At this time,
So this is default Las Vegas.
and we got a new phone.
So the latest version of X-Plane, they've launched some default scenery. And this is default scenery for Las Vegas, believe it or not, guys. Those of you who haven't got the update yet. Pretty damn cool. Airport as well. Pretty detailed. There's a nice sky here in Las Vegas, as you can see. So we'll take off and again see if there's anything interesting going on here.
Flaps 1, flaps 2.
So a few of you first time. That's pretty cool. So, Robert, the weather radar picks up plus or minus 3 degrees from the current tilt position. This is 0 by default, so you need to understand how to use tilt for proper signal pickup during different phases of flight. If you're entering the runway for takeoff, tilt should be set at +3 so you're not getting ground. Aha, I see. That's interesting. The weather's above or below while in flight, and based on your climb and descent rate phase, you adjust tilt accordingly as well. Thank you, Robert. Very interesting. Cool. Snuggie, thank you.
Park brake off.
Thank you, Paul.
Set.
Yeah, there's some really awesome stuff in X-Plane 11, and it's only going to get better. Those of you that haven't heard about future updates for X-Plane 11, so Vulcan is on the horizon. I think it's going to be released in within 12 months. If you don't know what Vulcan is, essentially it's an API which sits between an application like X-Plane 11 and hardware and tries to take advantage of it. So we should get even a lot better performance.
Gear up. Speed check. Flaps 1. Standard barrel posture. Passing flight level 0, 2, 4.
So, Delta Who, do you mind going to badmadweather.com and finding an area with harsher conditions? Yes, I can.
Speed is not okay for next
Well,
lap.
you can, if you want, tell me an area which has. We've tried Princess Juliana, and that was pretty bad. So if there's another area you think I should be checking out, let me know. Luckily the message board is not too crazy. I was worried it was going to be a lot crazier than this, so happy to take requests. I mentioned earlier, guys, I don't work for X-Enviro, so everything I tell you is purely my opinion. And I've been the owner of X-Enviro for a while now, since the beginning really, and I love it, and I think it's even better now. You can see the hard work that they put into it. incredible. And of course, you can alter the settings if you like, and change range and detail range, reflections, shadow. You probably don't need all this on max, really. Exactly, are you overclocking your 4790? Just bought a 1070 and not seeing any performance. I think processor is throttling my setup. The processor is very important. It is. And if you've got a pretty decent video card and your processor is not very good, it will bottleneck 100%. William, I haven't hi, by the way. Good to see you again. I have not tried Fly Inside yet. I don't own VR. Whatever it's called, Oculus and Vive. So, Lima Papa Mike Alpha. Let's try that.
Yeah, just got to call you for runway 28 left. Yeah, 777. I'll be the second arrival there.
Madeira is always interesting, isn't it? So let's change aircraft. Let's go MD-82.
Carenado 72 heavy for 28 left.
Oliver, yes, never watched YouTube streams, only Twitch. Yep, I used to too. I think I was one of the early people to stream in YouTube. This is interesting, guys. See this? I've had this before with the MD-82. Look at this interesting artifact. Has anyone else experienced this? It only seems to happen with MD-82. Very, very strange. Okay, let's just do the default 737 for now. Do you still hear birds at high altitudes in the flight levels? Good question. I don't know. We can try it. Doesn't it have a meter window now as well? Let me show you. So it has weather briefing here. There we go. I'm glad you mentioned that because I completely forgot to show you that. Robert, is this version ready for us to download yet? Nope, not yet. Still in beta. Do you use some different sky texture? Is that how X-Enviro would look? No, I do not use any. I'm just using X-Enviro. Delta, Boston, New York have interesting weather. High-level cloud systems would also be good to test against denser scenery. So we could do Boston after this, can't we? Is it possible to use both SkyMaxPro and X-Enviro? No idea. Honest answer, I really don't know. So I think this aircraft, let's go, what's going on here? Something, okay, so I think this is just the brightness. I don't think anything into, yeah, there's a slight crosswind here, 25 knot crosswind. Yeah, look at the windsock. I bet it'll be an interesting approach into this airport. Whoa, yeah, there is. Pretty well, there always seems to be at Ronaldo Airport.
Yeah, 72 heavy, turn left, contact ground. Yeah, 72 heavy, have a great day. Carenado 1454, 28 right.
There goes the rocket.
traffic holding on the ones, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 28 left, 998
Yeah, 912 San Francisco Tower, 28 right, clear to land, the wind is 2108.
Clear to land 28 right, United 912.
Status, I'm sorry about that. That's quite a common comment I get. Yeah, it's a pretty good setup, so things do look pretty good. Here we go. To answer your question about birds at high altitudes, yes, I just heard something.
Delta 430, hold short, runway 28 left.
I did hear something, I'm sure I did. So that's still there. Let me try again. Aha, there we go. So that's obviously a bug, so as soon as you go to spot view, you can hear the birds. Hopefully someone is watching this stream and taking notes. Dylan Cox, is there safety videos? What are you referring to exactly? Cirrus Webb, you missed we did Princess Juliana earlier in the stream. That was very interesting. I had a 50 knot crosswind landing. Somehow I managed to land it okay-ish. We're going to attempt this landing because I think it'll be interesting. What do you guys think? Do you think I should try and land this, or should we head to Boston? Fly out of Florida towards St. Martin. I'm sure St. Martin's going to be worse than Florida. 25 knot is a slight crosswind. It is, I suppose, compared to 50 knots. Judman, hello. Hope you're well. Tango, Juliet, Sierra. Is that really the case, Judman? If it is, we have to test that out. Hi, Evie. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Eric. Hi, Kike. Hi to anyone else who's just joined. Lots of new faces this evening. Okay, so remember guys, this is not an ordinary stream, so please don't rate my landing. You see this shaking? This is new to me in X-Enviro. The slope on that runway is really interesting, isn't it? Here we go, guys. God, look at the slope on that. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, 268, San Francisco Tower, one right, line of weight. Yeah, 268, one right, line of weight. 430 without delay, crossway left, contact ground, traffic 2.5 mile final. Cross 2A left and no delay.
We can do this. Oh, birds. Oh, that was close. Okay, not a good landing, guys. I didn't have very high hopes for that landing, you know. Let's do a quick replay. I'm really curious.
778, 28 left, turn away.
It was very, very shaky. See, it was really close to getting a bird strike. Whoa, that was a bad landing. 104th night, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. I don't have scenery for this now. I did before, but I had an issue with, I don't know if you guys had, for those who have scenery for this, had some issue further up the runway. It was 2 layers, so it ended up always crashing the aircraft. It could be the way I was setting it up, but yeah, it wasn't great. If any of you know if that's a common issue or not, otherwise I'll definitely be downloading this, because I love this this airport. You see awesome videos on YouTube of real aircraft attempting to land there. Okay, so we're going to do Boston shortly, but Judman has asked me to try this, because I think this might be interesting. What are we going to do? So let's change. Let's go for 777, something different. So we go Emirates. Let's go for it. Thank you, Evie. Very much appreciate it. Upritz Z. I hope I've pronounced that right. What plugin in the background ATC voice from? So it's liveatc.net. I believe that's the website. Okay, it sounds like the weather isn't great already. Wow, Judman, what the hell have you brought me to here? So I'm getting this artifacts issue again. See this? Seems to be okay now. It was really odd. Thank you, Judman. Don't know where the hell you've brought me to. That doesn't look very good, does it? That's right, Gavin. Only experienced pilots allowed to land there, so you have to be a certain level, a certain amount of hours to be able to land at those kind of airports. Okay, why do I feel scared right now? So let's check the meter. Fresh. Wow. Okay. Well, all I could say is wish me luck. Put it up here so you guys can see it. We have a 46 knot crosswind. What are we, daytime, nighttime? Can't tell really. Okay, that's... yeah, that's pretty bad. Anyway, let's take off and have a look. Gavin, thank you. Well, I need to try and find out how to do that. I have not overclocked my GPU, Arcade Fighter, but I have overclocked my CPU to 4. Originally I overclocked it to 4.9, and it was stable 80% of the time, but it would crash. But I then lowered it to 4.8, and it's stable all the time. 104th night. So transparent textures are gone. Are you referring to seeing airports above the clouds? If you are, then the answer is no. I think that's more of an X-Plane issue rather than X-Enviro. Whoa. This is not good. I've got full right rudder right now. 104th night, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're welcome to the stream. Stream. Hope you're well. You're do you think you are, Judman, coming around here and causing me trouble? Yeah, this is pretty bad, isn't it? Luckily, this is a beast of an aircraft. The artifact is X-Enviro related. I don't think so, because I was getting it without X-Enviro as well. I did test that. It seemed to happen. It seemed to get triggered by the MD82 for some reason. No idea why. TJ Arkinson, it sounds like you got a serious problem. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be able to help you. Okay, we're over this, the worst of it by the looks of it. So guys, the top left-hand corner is not my frame rate, just in case you thought that's what it was. It's just the weather. I've just added in the frame rate. So I'm running it at max, so if I lower it a little bit, again, stream kills this. I go back up to 52 frames. As you can see, we've still got some winds at this altitude too. So definitely that's different. Whoops. So no X-Enviro textures of airplanes and 3D objects. I don't seem to be having that issue. So as you can see, I mean, I haven't got the cloud distance, draw distance to max, and you can see that's pretty damn impressive as it is. Crank it up. That's crazy. That's some cloud. So this is the other thing about X-Enviro. Let's increase the altitude here. There we go, 37,000 feet. Now that cloud distance, draw distance, you can't beat it. Sorry, but there isn't anything else that beats it. So guys, what do you think? Pretty awesome, isn't it? What airport was that? Yep, thank you, Judman. So I'm really showing off my awesome piloting skills right now, aren't I? So I'm going to change the time of day. So there's obviously quite a lot of you who've just joined the stream. Trying to stream as long as I can, because there's going to be a lot of you coming and going at different times. Appreciate everyone's from different countries and so on. So this is new with the sun effect, as you can see there. It's pretty cool, like a halo. Mr. X-Plane, yeah, I share the same sentiment. I do think X-Enviro is the shit. The being the key word there. Some people might take it the wrong way. Yeah, I mean, remember guys, X-Enviro was released during the early beta versions of X-Plane 11, in fact even before that. So now X-Plane 11 is officially released. We're only going to get, I'm sure we're only going to get even better updates moving forward. No 3D clouds, I do know that for sure. Pass up, welcome by the way. Good to see you again. Yeah, it's 2D, and do you know what? I don't mind that. And that's mainly because of the frame rates. If you want 3D, that's fine, but you're going to eat a lot of frame rates. I think personally this should be toned down a little bit, this yellow lighting. I don't know what they're doing with that, if I'm honest. I think it's a little bit excessive. Well, that looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? What do you guys think? Pretty awesome, isn't it? Alicia, welcome to the stream. Well, earlier in the stream we did seem to have weather which was higher. We were flying I think at 30,000 and we had clouds above us. So, if that's what you mean. You can see we've got 30 knot tailwind here. Another thing which I noticed that they've updated, there was a horrible sort of like line going across the horizon. That seemed to have gone and disappeared, which is pretty cool. Thank you, Judd. See you soon. T-Light, welcome to the stream. I have not tried this in VR, no. I think from reading somewhere, I think they will probably wait for X-Plane 11 to support VR. The lighting right there is incredible. That's really good. Really, really good. They're sort of the rendering in the distance is excellent. You can see, I mean, the clouds just get smaller and smaller. I like it. I like the look of that. That looks really good, in my opinion. VR really is awesome. And I think X-Plane, Laminar Research, X-Plane 11 guys are definitely doing an official. They're going to support it officially, which would be pretty cool. I'm sure all the other add-on developers are going to jump on board. Because the thing is with VR, it's good for VFR, I understand, but flying the heavies, the cockpit displays are too small to read, from what I understand. Okay, so next location. K-Boss. Boston Logan. Okay. See what's going on there. Apparently there's some interesting weather there. For me, X-Enviro really does add a level of realism to X-Plane 11. It really does. And, you know, I always get the question asked, is it worth the money? Again, I don't work for them. I'm not officially really sponsored by them. I just get given free copies to give away. And, you know, I was lucky to be asked to do the first public release preview, should I say. But it is worth it because like I said, I mean, you could buy lots of payware stuff for X-Plane, like aircrafts and that sort of thing, but you're not always gonna, you know, have it running. Not like X-Enviro. That will always be running, so it's definitely worth the money. See, I don't know what the hell's going on here in Boston, but it's pretty lame. Let's get up over this and see what's going on. Yeah, this is quite cloudy and foggy. Yeah, they will no doubt support it once X-Plane, you know, Laminar Research support it natively. Because it doesn't make sense otherwise why they would. Well, they probably can't actually. It's probably a limitation anyway. Okay, let's check this scenery out. See what the clouds look like at this time of evening in Boston. Pacey, good evening. Hope you're well. Oops, did not mean to do that. This is freeware. Boston Airport, by the way, guys. Pretty damn impressive for freeware. So there's not much in the way of winds here, but it's very cloudy. You can see.
287 miles to right. Delta 520, turn for turn, and 1 right, line of point, traffic lining 280. 1 right, line of point, Delta 520. Scout 5280, turn for turn, scout, hold position, running straight right to the line.
This is what happens when I'm reading comments and I don't concentrate on what the aircraft is doing. Pretty eventful here, isn't it, weather-wise? What's about thunderstorm, lightning? Do they still look bad in X-Enviro? I haven't noticed, to be honest. I need to try and. This is the thing. It's always using live weather. So you have to try and find somewhere where there is lightning to test it out. Thank you, William. Hope to see you again soon. Pretty cool view down there. So this is this line here is not to do with the X-Enviro, by the way. This is to do with the aircraft view. I mean, that's a lot of cloud rendering right there. I really like the colours of the sky textures too. Am I going to land? Yes, I can land if you want me to land. Sure thing. Okay, so we're gonna land on the runway we took off from. So obviously the landing light shines on the clouds ahead. That's not new, by the way. Awesome ollie. Yeah, we did Princess Juliana already and it was very interesting. So we're now at Boston International. So you still got the 3D lights, by the way. You can just about see it there, landing lights. Depending, of course, on the weather situation. Just going to make it a little bit brighter. Okay, let's attempt the landing in this weather. We haven't done too good so far with all the different weather scenarios. Dave, I would agree. I think X-Plane still has a bit of work to do in the daytime rendering. I always find myself flying more in this time of day than... there is an exception. If it's author for XP, so photo scenery, which I'll show you after this landing, then daytime looks pretty damn good. But the default scenery doesn't look too great with X-Plane. The night is definitely they've got it very, very good. So the yoke is here, it's just a lot lower, but if you want to see it, then I can't see. Okay, wish me luck, guys. The last two landings weren't too good, to be honest. Thank you, Bryce. Welcome. We tried a number of extreme weather conditions. I think that's what everyone really wanted me to do this evening. Venom, welcome to the stream. That is true, Sir's Web. Nothing beats Author for XP except your disk space. Very, very true. Venom, I have SkyMaxPro. It doesn't do it for me, but that's just my opinion. I know a lot of others really like SkyMaxPro. X-Enviro has the whole package. For me, it makes it more realistic. So already I'm screwing this up because I'm reading messages. Which I can't keep the wing view because otherwise I won't be able to land this beast. Too low. Let's just hold this pitch right there. We should be good. We can do this. There was a little bit of a flare there. Okay, turned out to be pretty ugly. To be fair, I was landing it from the outside view, which is not recommended really. Thank you, thank you. Not too bad. It was definitely better than the other landings I did this evening. Welcome to Boston, where the weather is pretty damn rubbish. Okay, so I'm going to change the location, and we're going to do somewhere in the UK, and we're going to fly GA. Let's do that actually, the Cirrus. Not sure what the weather conditions is, what it's like in Exeter, but we'll soon find out. Yeah, it's a pretty bad landing really. Price is too much for me for X-Enviro. Yeah, a lot of people say that. It depends really how often you fly. Always measure things by the time you spend using them. I've definitely used it enough to warrant paying for it, that's for sure. Paul, yes, I do get passengers clapping when I land. That's because my landings are awesome. Not really, no. It's yeah, the clapping's definitely there, but it's part of the flight factor. Aircraft.
Traffic 2 mile final and 2007, don't delay or anyone right to pick up. Sky 5041, San Francisco, turning 1 right, line of point, traffic landing, departing to 8. Wait, 1 right, 75041.
This, so I've got the volume all messed up at the minute, so it sounds like the engine sounds are quite low. So, 1993 EGJB Echo Golf Juliet Bravo. Where is that? It sounds too similar to Echo Golf Bravo Juliet. It's Gloucester Airport. Zoom level for this is 17. I'm still not happy running this at 4 times. I always run it 8 times. It's just when I'm streaming, I have to lower it because OBS robs me about 10 to 15 FPS. But right here in this area, it's not too bad. As you can see, I'm still running 50 FPS. So I can afford to have it on 8 times right now. So you see the wonderful scenery of Author for XP. So I'm using Bing imagery here, guys. So weather looks about right for the UK right now. Hazy. At least it's not raining. That makes a change. So obviously you got the cloud shadows as well in X-Enviro. So if I change the time of day, you can see the shadow moving.
Tower, good afternoon, 1905, is clear right.
Road at 1905, San Francisco, turning clear right for the land and 1909er.
Hello Lewis, or Louis. Welcome to the stream.
Turning 1 right, line of flight, traffic landing to 8.
1 right, line up and wait, right with 1178.
Iron, I think there's still a couple of tweaks to be made before they release it. Clearly there's a couple of issues still. So the first thing or one of the things I noticed is that you can still hear birds at this altitude.
Redwood 1801 with you inside the San Mateo Bridge, straight left.
Arcade Fighter, yeah, well, it can handle the max objects, but it'll be running around between 30 and 40 FPS. I feel that it's much smoother when it's running between 50 and 60. Having said that, when I turn up my settings from 4 times to 8 times. This is really bizarre. Although it's obviously using a lot more resources, it tends to be a little bit smoother even at the lower frames. So even at 30 FPS. It's quite interesting. I don't know why, but it is. So look at the cloud draw here, guys, in X-Enviro. Look at that. That's pretty damn neat.
We're at 1178, running 1 right, clear for takeoff, and 19 is direct 9.
Your varsity box clear for takeoff, runway 1178, confirm.
Affirmative, rotor 1178. Right, 1645, running 1 left, clear for takeoff.
Call sign block.
Yeah, 1645, running 1 left, now don't delay, clear for takeoff.
1 left, clear for takeoff.
If you pick Manchester, you'll need a boat, not a plane. Okay, we can check it out.
52, clearance for Terra, traffic landing straight, running 1 right, line of point.
Right is late, 1 right, close 1952.
Pretty good. I'm liking X-Enviro so far. I really am. It's only going to get better. Look at that. Can you see? Just I don't know if you guys can make it out on the stream. There's that cloud there, right in the distance. That's really far. You can see it there too.
628, yeah, on the ILS 28 left.
Compass 6028, clearance for Terra, straight left for
Pretty damn awesome.
Alright, slowing down, clear land 28 left, compass 628.
The thing is, I mean, a lot of us can complain all we like about these things. At the end of the day, you're not forced to buy it. But, you know, these guys do spend, and I'm not just talking about the guys at X-Enviro, a lot of the add-on developers spend a lot of time working, and they really don't make a big profit margin. I know they don't. So a lot of them do it because they love to do it. They're probably fans of flight simulation as well. A lot of them tend to be developers in their real jobs, so they have the experience and the tools to be able to do these kind of things. Of course, if they can make a little bit of money, then why not? Michael, welcome to stream. So yes, it is 107. I made a mistake in a couple of the Facebook posts putting 1.7. That was my fault. Love the new sky textures and how the sun is rendered. Look at this, if I just change time of day. That's pretty cool. Loving it.
Berlin 7397 heavy, turning 1 right, line of point, traffic landing to it.
Lining up, runway 01 right, Berlin 7397 heavy.
It's very dramatic. There was another issue with the previous X-Enviro, I don't know if you guys remember, but if you saw through the aircraft, it would have this weird pink texture. That seems to have been resolved, which is good. Jack 107 has not been released yet, so I just stream explain content, and I was the first person to be I was allowed to publicly preview it. So again, if you've just joined, I do not work for X-Enviro. I did not get paid by them to say what I say about it. It's just purely my opinion, but I'm just lucky to have the latest version to be able to play with it. I have done actually for the last, I don't know, month or so. I've had to keep my mouth shut. It was only last week I posted some new screenshots, and this is the first time I actually stream it. But I'm really liking it. I just love that cloud draw in the distance. It's so good. So what are you guys thinking? Do you like it? So hopefully I'll be doing a giveaway of X-Enviro soon. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, and then I'll notify you of upcoming giveaways.
San Francisco Tower, United 130, past today for Samuel for the ILS, runway 28 right, full stop. At 130, San Francisco Tower, 20012, running 3rd right for the line.
Catan, welcome. Well, we tried Princess Juliana earlier in the stream, and we had a 15 knot crosswind. That was not easy, to say the least. It was very challenging. The cockpit, what does the cockpit look like? Raise. not too bad. I mean, this is exactly what this actual cockpit of the Cirrus looks like. So it's not a fictional aircraft, it's a real thing. There is a real Cirrus jet.
534, I'm sorry, did you say you're ready? I tried reaching out for you. Affirmative, ready, go one right. 534 and one right, line of point, traffic landing to 8, caution maker 1.
There we go, let's go daytime again.
Tower Delta 2850 is approaching the bridge, visual 28 left.
Delta 2850, San Francisco, and 19 are at 13, running 28 left for line.
Quarter land, 28 left, Delta 2850.
Yeah, the sky colours are really good. They've really got that to a T. Of course, for those of you who have 106 X-Enviro, the upgrade is free. You can't say that about most of the other add-ons. Most of them will have you pay more to upgrade. So, and you know, with that amount of time and effort spent updating this, I think that's pretty decent, really.
United 733, cross range, left, contact ground. Yeah, 486, San Francisco.
Go ahead, 46.
Yeah, 486, when 19 are at 13, traffic landing to 8, and 1 right, line of point.
Line up 1 right, have to wait,
Yeah, I've done 5 giveaways, or 5 or 6 giveaways previously. Yeah, so there've been quite a few lucky winners winning all sorts of things. So let's try Manchester Airport, because apparently it's raining, so it'd be interesting to see that again.
534, contact NorCal.
Over to NorCal, tip 534.
Thank you for those of you who liked this stream. 87 likes, that's nice. The likes, by the way, for those of you curious, is purely just a measure of what, you know, of your opinion on what I'm showing you. Content, I guess. So the more likes no one gets rewarded financially from likes. Not that I know of anyway, I certainly don't. But it does tell me whether you guys like what you see. So if I or any other YouTubers ask for likes, it's mainly really to see feedback. It's a way of you guys giving us feedback, say whether you like what you see or you don't. So if we wait for the weather to update, just a couple of seconds. So it seems hazy. There doesn't seem to be rain just yet, unless it's still trying to update. Yeah, pretty hazy.
United 978, you copy? United 978, wind 210 at 10, running 1 left, surf takeoff. 978, cancel takeoff, turns, hold in position, advise ready.
Yeah, that's interesting, Catan. I don't have P3D or FSX, so I don't have active sky to see what it's doing currently with the weather situation.
What's your gauge? Will you Quebec? Yeah, Quebec climate, what's your gauge? 83. Yeah, 130, cross 22 left at Quebec, and contact ground. Cross Quebec, ground on the other side, 93.
See, this is one of the things that they need to update. You can still hear the birds at this altitude. You should not be able to hear birds over engine sounds. It wasn't doing that in Release Candidate 2, so I don't know whether it's just a bug in Release Candidate 4. May well be. Yes, this will be archived in YouTube. I try and so I know a lot of YouTubers don't save the videos of their streams, but I tend to. So you can watch it back if you're crazy enough to do that.
We're land 28 left, United 1107.
So let's just go nighttime. So just very hazy, as you can see.
Card 772, San Francisco Tower, cross 21 left, cross 21 right.
There's not much really to see in the way of X-Enviro. Right now, let's raise altitude. There you go, 15,000, 17,000 feet. This is the other thing I said earlier in the stream. I think this yellow lighting in the clouds, it's exaggerated. I think it needs definitely toned down. It does look good over cities like this, but in areas where there's no, it's not urban, I think, you know, I'm probably asking for too much there, but it would be nice to have that.
Take off, 1 left,
1774, cross 28 left, traffic 3 mile final, contact ground.
Third cross 28 left, over to ground, west of 1774.
KLM 282 heavy, wind 21013, running 1 right, clear for takeoff.
Okay, I'm 282 with this wind, we're unable to on right.
KLM 282 heavy, cancel takeoff clearance, turn right at Mike, turn left at Lima.
So there we go. So let's
left on Lima, confirm.
Affirmative, KLM 282 heavy, expect further.
try one more before we end the stream. I think we've streamed for some time now. I'm sure it's over 2 hours now. It's a pretty long stream. Yep, 2 hours and 13 minutes. I don't normally stream this long, but I knew people were going to be coming and going
Right on Mike, left on Lima. Okay, that's good.
with the different time zones or whatever. I want to try and allow as many people as possible to see this.
1 left, that was 3508.
Delta 2091, San Francisco Tower, 20013, running 1 right, line of flight, traffic landing 28.
Line up and wait time, runway 1 right.
It stopped pouring down, to be fair. I need your PC set up, but for half the price. Well, to be fair, I mean, believe it or not, my PC, bar from the monitor and the GPU, I think the PC is about 2 years old. Because I got the i7-4790K. It's an old motherboard. I can't remember what the motherboard is now, but it's definitely old. I mean, I built a PC 2 years ago.
Southwest 875, San Francisco Tower, 2 left for the land and 20013.
So let's check out this scenery. I love what they've done with the runway textures here at Innsbruck. Pretty damn awesome.
282 heavy, roger.
Losif, yeah, you've joined us a little bit late here, but hopefully you get to see it a little bit more now in this location.
United 1107, turn left at Tango, contact ground.
Good afternoon, Virgin 19 Zulu. Established 1, correction 28 right.
Take off.
Love this airport. I'm sure most of you do too. Always makes an interesting place to fly, especially landing.
Good afternoon, Virgin 19 Zulu. Established 28 right.
Version 19 Zulu heavy, San Francisco Tower, clear right for the land and 20014.
Settle down to 8 right, Virgin 190.
No, it's definitely, there's definitely a lot of improvements in this version, for sure. With clouds, the fog effect, and of course the lighting as well. No problem, Paul. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So normally my streams are a little bit different. They're normally some sort of flight from A to B. From time to time when there's something new on the horizon, new add-ons or releases, I tend to stream them So sometimes I do these kind of streams. Try and keep it varied, really. Hear the birds? That's definitely shouldn't be happening. Loving the sky textures too. The blue colour's definitely changed. Seems there's sort of like a gradient blue, so you can see it's a lot lighter there in the distance, and it gets a little bit darker as you go up.
Visual 28 right. Sounds a 455 Super at Charlie, crossing A1 left, hold short A1 right.
Left has a 455, you we cross from A1 left and hold short 28 right.
Okay, sounds 455 Super, crossing A1 left and crossing A1 right, son.
Cross one right, cross one left, cross one 455.
Southwest 606, Terrace to Terran, A1 left, line of point.
One left, line of point, South 606.
Southwest 3508, contact.
Find it interesting, Peter, that you're a YouTuber. You've offended quite a lot of people in this stream this evening.
Turbulence preceded by heavy airbus, heavy 747 will depart the propeller on a 28 right for land.
Land 28 right, United 810.
Robert! Good to see you again. Hope you're well, mate. You've joined us towards the end of the stream, unfortunately. Bill Smith, indeed, this is X-Enviro 1.07. Has not been released yet. This is the first public preview of it, and I was lucky enough to do it in a live stream. So let's get this a little bit higher. Show you what it looks like at this altitude. Okay, let's fix the aircraft a second. There we go. Pretty cool, isn't it?
KLM 282 heavy, traffic holding on the ones, and 19er jet 12, and a 28 left there for takeoff.
Okay, so it's changed time of day again, so you could see something a little bit different again. I don't know if some of you can make it out, but the cloud distance is incredible. Seriously, it's really good. In fact, you can see something here in the distance. I don't know if you can make that out there in the distance there. Seriously, that's like what, 200 miles, maybe more? Well, I guess it would only be a maximum of 200 miles. So I think that's the max X-Enviro does. But yeah, you can see it there again. It's just incredible. Cloud draw is just insane.
Yeah, 595, San Francisco Tower, cosmic turbulence, heavy 747 departed, running 28 left for the land, and the jet 12.
Clear land, 28 left, yeah, 595.
Is there an auto updated now? I think normally you would have to download the latest version off the site.
KLM 282 heavy, in your right turn, contact NorCal.
The right turn to NorCal, clear up.
I think it was time for Peter to get kicked out of the chat. I'm sure he's just a troll, but I don't want anyone to feel annoyed by him. Love that haze as well in the distance. It's just incredible, isn't it? Again, I don't really know how you guys, what it looks like for you guys, but on my screen it looks pretty damn good.
Traffic holding on the ones, running 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, to the right, 455.
Robert, I assume in the simulator, not in real life. I hope.
Super cancel, takeoff turns and hold in position.
Hold in position, 455.
Cosmet, good evening. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Off topic, I guess, X-Enviro. The reflections in X-Plane 11 is just incredible. It really is. Lighting and It's just so cool. For those of you that don't know, this chap here is the founder of X-Plane.
Southwest 606, traffic holding on the 28, 21 left, or pick up. Pick up 1 left, Southwest 606. Southwest 606, cancel takeoff, clearance, hold position, just 1 more moment, please. Pick up 5, 6, 6, 6.
Anyway, as I said, this is the end of the stream, guys. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure to demonstrate this for the first time. The stream is 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's quite long, but hopefully quite a lot of you had the chance to see this before it's launched. I'm sure there's going to be a few updates before excuse me, before it's officially released, but I think they're quite close. It seems pretty stable. A couple of glitches here and there, but I'm sure not too difficult to iron out. I'm certainly, I mean, I've already got it, so I don't have to wait for it, but I'm sure a lot of you will be glad once it's released, so you can plug it in and get using it. But yeah, as I say, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again in another stream. Good night all. Take care. Bye.
Down to 455 super traffic holding on the 1, turning 2 right for takeoff.
Down to 455 super takeoff, 2 right.
Southwest 606, contact NorCal.
Southwest 606, where'd you get it?
Bay. San Francisco Tower, Redwood 1929 is 8 out for 28 left.